Hi, Curious. We all want to find that one person who loves us no matter what, right? To be with us through the good and bad times. So why is it that when one such couple has found each other and happiness, they were met with hate comments and several difficulties? Today we will be diving into the story of fellow YouTube content creators and how they do not let others get to them. Shane Burcaw suffers from an incurable genetic disease, and for this reason he has been in a wheelchair since the age of 2. This did not stop him from making a career on social media, setting up a foundation and writing several books. The man and his partner, Hannah Aylward, also run an extremely popular YouTube channel. There they raise awareness about the issues faced by disabled people. What information can be found in their videos, and how do internet users react to them? What is the history of their relationship, and why has it become a source of controversy? You will find these answers to these questions in a moment, but before we carry on, don't forget to click the bell and the notification buttons. Shane was diagnosed with his disability as a baby, and for most of his life he had to rely on his parents and brother to help him perform everyday tasks as getting out of bed, dressing, and brushing his teeth. By middle school, after years of trying to hide his differences, Burcaw realized that the burden of making others feel comfortable about his condition remained his. So he did what he knew he could do best, and that was to ease the tension by candidly addressing the awkwardness head on and using humor and cracking sarcastic jokes about his wheelchair and his body, which ultimately led him to become the person that he is today and made Hannah so captivated by him. Even before the YouTuber couple got to know each other, 27-year-old Shane Burcaw had already made his mark on the web thanks to the blog he has been running since 2011. As he mentioned, the creation of it was due to his desire to share with people a few stories from his life with incurable and debilitating disease. Since childhood, he had suffered from spinal muscular atrophy, a condition that results in mobility problems and prevents normal development. So for this reason, the man gets around with the help of a wheelchair, and the contraction causes his body to be strongly skewed. Nevertheless, as Shane admitted, he never lost his positive attitude to life and decided to present all of his stories in a very humorous way. Besides his approach to the subject, and his enthusiasm for life is also reflected in the very name of the blog, which is Laughing at My Nightmare. Readers like his entries very much, and it quickly became very popular. So it initiated further activities and the establishment of a non-profit organization, which Burcaw called the same name as his blog. Its mission was to provide the necessary equipment for people suffering from muscle atrophy, like Shane, so to support them through grants and donations, as well as to conduct educational activities on disability schools and workplaces. He also decided to publish his memories and autobiographical essays in paper form, and it is easy to guess what the title of his first book was. He did not end up with one publication, however, because he also ended up creating a book for children, and when Hannah appeared in his life, Shane also published another part of his diaries. He called them Strangers Assume My Girlfriend Is My Nurse. This publication contains numerous anecdotes from the author's life, but also part about his ways of living in a happy relationship. But how did Hannah and Shane meet, and why is their relationship so controversial? Let's start from the beginning. 23-year-old Hannah Aylward is a sociology student at a college in Minnesota. In 2016, while preparing for her university exams, she accidentally came across a film on YouTube in which Shane was interviewed and honestly answered questions about his illness. As the girl mentioned, she immediately liked his positive attitude and sense of humor, and by reading posts of his blog, she also got to know his story more closely. In one of the interviews, Hannah confessed that she was so fascinated by the blogger's humor about his disability that she decided to write an email to him. Well, she did not have to wait long for an answer, and the innocently started conversation turned into a regular contact. The in-person meeting, however, did not take place until a few months later because the problem was the distance between them, over 1,200 miles, but this internet acquaintance turned into a relationship and eventually the couple settled down in Minneapolis. After 4 years of being together, Shane and Hannah decided to get married, and their wedding took place in mid-September this year. You can keep track of all the details of their private life on their YouTube channel they have together. It's called Squirmy and Grubs and already has over 700,000 subscribers. The material posted there as of today has collected over 100 million views, and according to nailbuzz.com, generates a revenue of nearly $250,000 a year for the YouTubers. And what can you see about the couple's videos? Well, they show mainly common vlogs or clips from their romantic travels. And in one of the interviews, Hannah and Shane confessed that in the beginning they treated running a channel as a hobby, but soon it started to grow very quickly. Then they decided that in the movies they they would try to prove that Shane's disability was not a problem for them. Besides, in their materials, they wanted to address topics such as social stigma or injustice towards disabled people. And finally, it is also worth noting that the couple, apart from the common channel on YouTube, has its own brand Squirmy and Grubs, under which they sell t-shirts, mugs, shopping bags, and face masks. And as of today, Sharon Burcaw's net worth is estimated at about $750,000. The couple also often mentions the wave of heat they have to deal with every single day. They say that some of the viewers do not want to believe that a healthy woman could fall in love with a disabled man, and that they claim Hannah is only with him for the money. Although there are also those who believe that Shane is paying girls to meet him, as they agree in the pursuit of internet fame. Web users call their relationship, and I quote, abnormal, accusing the couple of that their real life together is a lie or something unrealistic. There are also similar comments on their Instagram account where the couple post their joint shots. Under the wedding photo, for example, in addition to many congratulations, you can also read such comments as, and I quote, how did he find such a girl? He must be very rich. Though despite the hate, they have enough followers that are able to see past Shane's appearance and are thankful that the couple actively tries to educate others about these issues. And for every hate comment, there are several ones that say that the two are the most beautiful people on the outside and on the inside, as well as the coolest people on the planet. And after watching their videos, that is an attitude that most should be going on with anyways. Besides, the topics of overall criticism and misunderstanding also contributed to Shane's writing of his books, which I mentioned earlier. So his humorous publications speak about the many situations he has faced in his life. Burcaw described, for example, the moment when he saw with Hannah in a restaurant when a stranger suddenly approached him, put his hands on his shoulders, and started praying, "Dear Lord, give this poor boy a happy life," to which Shane replied that he's thankful but he already has a happy life. Among other memories, there was one when at a family picnic, a man blowing bubbles for children suddenly ran up to his wheelchair and asked if he wanted to try. As the author of the book mentioned, this is because some people, when they see him, they think that he cannot speak or think for himself. In restaurants, he's often given a menu for children, or when ordering adult beverages, the waiters often react with laughter. And then there are also those who treat Hannah not as his partner, but as his nurse. Hence the title of his last book, which, as I said before, is Strangers Assume My Girlfriend is My Nurse. But that is not all. There are also people who think that Hannah is his mother. However, Shane himself does not deny that his wife is his primary caretaker. Muscle atrophy and the use of a motorized wheelchair mean that he needs help with most of his daily activities. Hannah helps him get up in the morning and to sleep at night, and supports him in eating, drinking, bathing, and using the toilet. So how does the couple relate to the unpleasant things that people write and say about them? In an interview for Cripple magazine, the couple confessed that the comments of the others do not hurt them. Sometimes they are more annoyed by what people in general think about people with disabilities and whether they can relate to healthy ones. But as they have pointed out, they are coping with all of this and are not going to give up on their channel. The couple also stressed that there is aim to show that living with a disability is not as terrible and as isolated existence which may seem, and with their material, they want to fight against such attitude and general ignorance. And what do you, curious, think of the popular YouTube couple? Why do you think they get so much hate? What is your opinion about that? Don't forget to let us know in the comments, and as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any more of our interesting videos.